Look at me. Be honest with yourself for a moment. When was the last time you sat down and engineered a complex system, or optimized a performance bottleneck completely from scratch, without asking an AI coding assistant for help? We don't like to talk about this, but there is a growing fear among developers. It is a tiny, persistent voice whispering that if we lose the internet, we lose our jobs. The fear that we are forgetting how to solve real problems. We live in the golden age of velocity. Our pipelines are fast. Our delivery dates are yesterday. With the power of these new tools, we are delivering full-stack applications in record time. Management is happy, clients are happy. We feel like superheroes with a divine brain extension. But while we rush to hit deploy, something dangerous is happening in the shadows of our own workflow. We are prioritizing speed over understanding. This is where the AI imposter syndrome attacks. Skills are like muscles. If you don't use them, they atrophy, they disappear. When we let the machine do all the heavy lifting, our own logical reasoning gets weaker. You look at the code generated by the prompt. You understand what it does. But here is the critical question. Could you create it without seeing the blueprint first? If the answer is no, you might be drifting toward a dangerous state of dependency. The speed is addictive. Let's be real. It gives you a massive dopamine hit to see a difficult algorithm solved in 2 seconds. It is a drug. But there is no resistance, no friction, and friction is how we actually learn. Real engineering requires struggle. It requires hours of banging your head against the keyboard until the logic clicks. By removing the struggle, the AI is also removing the learning process. We are trading our long-term expertise for short-term productivity. So, are we doomed? Are we destined to become high-level copy-pasters or obsolete relics of a manual coding era? Not necessarily. But to survive, we need a plan. Today, we are not just going to complain about the problem. I will show you a strategic roadmap to recover your brain power, use the AI as a tool, and become the captain of your own code again. Let's reclaim our skills. Let's look at your daily workflow. You open your IDE, you write a comment, and press tab. The function appears. It feels like magic. You read it, you understand it, and you move on. But there is a massive difference between recognizing a good solution and creating one from scratch. Recognition is a shallow cognitive process. Generation is a deep one. When you only review what the AI generates, you are stepping down from the role of a software engineer to the role of a proofreader. Think about system architecture. We are bolting together frameworks, APIs, and complex deployment pipelines without truly understanding the underlying mechanics. When we rely completely on AI to structure our domain layers or configure our servers, we create black boxes in our own projects. Everything works perfectly, until it doesn't. And when that black box breaks in a production environment, you are completely blind. This leads us to the debugging paralysis. In the past, because you wrote every single line, you held the mental model of the entire application in your head. You knew exactly where to look when a bug appeared. Now, you are debugging code you didn't write. The mental model belongs to the machine. You become a tourist in your own codebase, wandering through foreign logic, desperately hoping that another prompt will fix the error. And we must not forget the most dangerous aspect of these frontier models. They are confidently wrong. Artificial intelligence does not understand truth. It understands probability. It will generate a completely fabricated library or a flawed security implementation with the exact same confidence as a proven, reliable solution. If your fundamental knowledge has faded, you won't catch the lie until the damage is done. This is our reality check. But hear me clearly. The industry no longer pays you just to write syntax. The AI can do that for free. The industry pays you for your judgment. your ability to design scalable systems, understand business logic, and anticipate edge cases. We need to shift our mindset. We must evolve from being mere code generators to being systems thinkers. And the first step to take back control is implementing the rule of intent. The rule of intent is simple. Never write a prompt until you have completely solved the problem in your head or on paper. You must know exactly what the architecture looks like before you type a single word into the chat. The AI is not your architect, it is your typist. If you ask it to build a billing module, you have already lost control. But if you tell it to implement a specific repository pattern for an invoicing entity, you are the one steering the ship. This brings us to step 1 of the roadmap: disconnect to design. Before you open your IDE, grab a pen, sketch the data flow, define your domain entities and how they interact independently from the framework. Whether you are transitioning to clean architecture or just structuring a new feature, doing this manually forces your brain to build the mental model. Once the blueprint is crystal clear in your mind, then and only then, you can use the AI to generate the boilerplate. Step 2. Treat the AI exactly like a junior developer. When a junior hands you a pull request for a server deployment, you don't just blindly push it to production. You review it line by line. You question it. If the AI gives you a Docker Compose file or suggests a unicorn configuration to serve your application, interrogate it. Why did it choose those specific worker flags? Are there security vulnerabilities? Reviewing AI-generated code with deep skepticism is a highly active learning process. Step 3 is creating a no AI sandbox. You need to schedule intentional friction. Dedicate at least 20% of your weekly coding time to pure manual engineering. Pick a small feature, a bug fix, or a refactoring task, and turn off the assistant completely. Rely only on official documentation and your own memory. It will feel painfully slow at first. Your brain will crave the quick fix. Push through it. This is how you rebuild the muscle. Step 4. Master the logs. When an application crashes, the modern reflex is to copy the entire stack trace and paste it into the prompt box, asking what went wrong. Stop doing that. You are outsourcing your diagnostic skills. Read the logs yourself. Follow the trace. Understand exactly which permission failed or where the database connection dropped. Use the AI to explain a specific concept you don't know, but never let it do the detective work for you. This leads us to step 5. The ultimate cure for AI imposter syndrome is the Feynman Defense. The imposter voice thrives in the gap between the code you output and the code you actually understand. So close that gap. If the AI generated a complex repository pattern or a heavy database query for you, step away from the screen. Can you explain how that logic works to another developer using only a whiteboard? If you cannot defend the code, you do not own it. Never accept a solution you cannot explain. We need to stop measuring our worth by the volume of code we produce. An AI can output 10,000 lines in a minute. If you compete on volume, you will always feel like an imposter. Real engineering is about knowing which 10 lines actually matter. Your true value lies in the optimization, the application of solid principles, and your deep understanding of the business domain. When you apply this roadmap, your identity shifts. You stop being the exhausted typist trying to keep up with the machine. You become the orchestrator. You are no longer cheating the system, you are managing it. The AI becomes a highly capable intern that reports to you. And an orchestrator never feels like an imposter because they know they are the one holding the baton. That feeling of being an imposter, it is just the growing pains of a paradigm shift. It means you actually care about your craft. But do not let convenience destroy your competence. Embrace the friction. Let things break. Spend an hour fixing a routing issue or debugging a complex middleware. That frustration is the exact feeling of your brain learning. So here is my challenge for your next coding session. Close the chat window, turn off the Copilot, take a deep breath and design the core architecture yourself. Reclaim your code. Reclaim your mind. Because the industry does not need more AI operators. It needs engineers. At the end of the day, using AI to code is like casting a spell. It is fast, it is flashy, and it feels like magic. But you are not a magician. You are a builder. You are an engineer. A true builder knows exactly how the foundation of their project is poured. If you rely only on the magic, the moment the spell breaks, your entire core system collapses. The world does not just need more fast code, it needs robust solutions. Whether you are deploying an electronic invoicing system handling real money, or a learning platform handling user data, the end user does not care if an AI wrote it. They care if it works, if it is secure, and if it scales. And guaranteeing that is a strictly human job. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you felt this AI imposter syndrome? Have you caught yourself copying and pasting a massive block of code you didn't fully understand just to meet a deadline? Do not lie. Drop your experience in the comments below. Let's make this channel a space for honest engineering, not just tech hype. If this video gave you a reality check, or if you are ready to rebuild your fundamental skills, hit the like button and subscribe. We are going to keep exploring how to use frontier models not as crutches to do the thinking for us, but as heavy tools to forge better developers. Remember, the machine can generate the text, but you hold the blueprint. Keep building, keep learning, and I will see you in the next one.